Welcome back to the Brutally Honest podcast. So, I wanted to talk about Streamer University, that little streaming school that Kai Cenat started. I should not say little because it was actually freaking huge and it's been all over my For You page. So, basically, for those of you who do not know, Kai Cenat is one of the biggest live streamer influencers in the world. I think he has like 17 million on Twitch. Really cool story actually. I've been getting invested in his stuff recently, but he decided to start a streaming university where he had a bunch of like influencers and streamers come together, stay at a college campus together and learn more about streaming, and he had like big creators and small creators. I was locked in. Like I was keeping up with everyone during the streaming university time, and I found out about influencers that I've never known before. So it was definitely like a huge success, and it really got me like thinking because I didn't really know much about like Kai Cenat. Like I've known of him kind of like you guys know of him because he's just like really big. But then I got to really learn about him, and I like went down the rabbit hole of watching his Twitch streams, and I did not know like that they're actually that entertaining. Like it just didn't make sense to me that people would just sit there and watch streams. But then I ended up being people. Like I went on his account and I literally just sat there and watched one of his streams for 2 hours. It is actually so fascinating how they can make it so entertaining. It is like that in real life like thing that makes it so interesting. Like on Twitch there is a category called IRL, and I guess that's what they do. They do IRL. Like they're in the moment. They're like in the world doing things. Like there's a lot to Twitch. Um, I have never wanted to get into Twitch streaming because it is a huge freaking commitment. Like everyone wants to like be a streamer, obviously. But those who are actually like willing to commit and put in the effort are the ones who will make it. And I already know like I'm choosing my battles. I'm choosing what works and doesn't work. I'm doing a lot with social media and Twitch. That's like a whole other thing. Like you have to really put your heart and soul into that. Like you have to like 24/7 stream and like be okay with like no views in the beginning. And I was looking into Kai Cenat and like into his whole story, and like I'm such a little fangirl now. Like I find it so cool that he started from nothing and now he's so freaking big and like what he's created. And I was watching his AMAs. I don't know what it's called. It's that award show that was recently a thing where like all the celebrities are there and they like give out awards for like music and they like perform and all that. Well, he was there. And CBS in fact let him stream the entire thing. So Kai Cenat got to attend a really big award show with celebrities, and he was able to live stream it. That's a really, really big deal. And that shows that influencers and streamers are making a big wave, because I bet you a famous broadcasting company like CBS, like 3 years ago, would never let an influencer, first of all, attend the event, second of all, live stream the event. Like they trust him so much to live stream their entire event, like the insides, like being inside the event, filming when like the big cameras are filming and like live streaming it on TV. Like he's also filming on his channel. And I think they did that because they understand the impact of social media and how important it is. I think that was really smart of CBS to like, you know, even though they have like strong guidelines and it's like really not normal to let someone do that, they just, let go and just let him do that, because it honestly was good advertisement for them too. And like something that's really common that's happening now is cable channels aren't getting the same views as YouTubers. Like YouTubers are pulling in more views than TV shows on cable are now. And these channels are knowing that, so they have to find more ways to like adapt to the new times. And so I guess now they're starting to let like more celebrities in at award shows, even like Met Galas and stuff. And I know a lot of people get mad about that, but like I think a lot of people are just mad because it's change and it's different, and we just gotta always accept change. And like it's either you're with it or you're not. Like you can sit there and be mad, like be like, why are influencers like starting to go to like celebrity events, or you can be with it and like see like how cool it is, how everything's changing, and not fear this new world. Like the world is changing so fast, and it's easy to get really scared about this change in the world. Like I've definitely gotten like so scared, especially as an influencer. Like the biggest thing that scared me was when in social media started to become a really competitive thing for influencers. Like, it wasn't just a couple people were making videos. Now it's like half of the world is making videos, and I'm someone who like just does this. I've been doing it for about 7 years now, and it's just the industry of social media as an influencer has changed so much, and now there's so many more influencers. So it's like finding new ways to adapt and keep your stuff unique, and like changing up your content all the time is really interesting. Something else that I'm like, ooh, it's a little scary. It's a big change is AI. Obviously, we know that there's like the big thing where everyone was freaking out about AI taking over and taking our jobs. I think the jobs that AI might come for first actually is influencers. I thought I was safe, but I'm not. I'm the least amount of safe. Recently, I've been seeing these AI videos on my For You page, and it's AI created influencers, and they're good. And that's scary. Like, I'm watching these videos because I'm entertained. So that means that there's someone in their basement that knows programming or AI really well, and they're able to create a character and put in prompts for that character, and this character is made out of AI, and they can choose how they want it to look and all that, and it can come an influencer, and they can make it do the most craziest things. They can make this influencer go to Africa and live in the middle of nowhere, or they can make this influencer do things that are unheard of, that not even we can keep up with, not even Mr. Beast can keep up with. So eventually down the line, these influencers that are I think they might kind of take over and might affect a lot of influencers now who are solely surviving off it. And that's why I'm like kind of freaking out. I'm like, okay, I gotta make some shifts. It's like, how can I compete with an AI influencer? Like, they can put in any prompt. They can make that person travel around the world under a minute. Like, they can make that person hang out with wild tigers. It's like crazy what they can do, and they can make it really entertaining. I do think that AI influencers won't completely take over because there is something that it will always miss, which is that like deeper human connection. Like, yes, they get really good at making the AI influencers seem like they are human and really lively, like they're getting oddly really good, but there is still like a little bit of soullessness to it. Like, it's still like you can tell they don't really know how to like connect yet with like with humans, but like people are getting really good at those prompts for those AI influencers. So that's very fascinating. But I don't know, everything has always just been changing so fast with social media. Like, I remember in the beginning, like with TikTok and all that, it was so easy to go viral, and now it's just not easy. So I'm used to the constant change. Or there will be times with social media where I'm making all this money on this account, and then the platform stops paying out. Like, it's just, you're always adapting, and that's just kind of what I sign up for. So something else I was thinking about is like energy backed by science. So I like spiritual ippy uvu juvu stuff, like I like the idea of like energy, like where energy goes, focus flows, like that type of vibe. I don't know, like manifestant. I don't know. Sometimes it's like really cringy, like manifestation and all that. And I was trying to think like what stuff that does with like spiritual energy is actually backed by science. And one thing I was thinking about was how sometimes like I'll think of someone, and then out of nowhere they think of me, and like I'll get a text. And I was curious if it's like an actual backed study where like you can think of someone, and they feel the energy and they think of you, or like if you put in all your energy and focus on one person, that they like feel that. And I asked ChatGPT that, and they said it's not a backed study necessarily, that if you're like thinking of someone, that they will think of you. They just haven't gotten to that. But one thing that like a lot of studies are doing right now is like they'll have someone like think of like specific objects and colors, and see if like the person can also like get the image of what they're thinking of. And it's like it's starting to be a successful study. I didn't read too much into that, but that was just something I was like thinking about, is like, let's say I'm just in my day doing my thing, and out of nowhere I just get a random thought about a person that I haven't really engaged with. I don't have a crazy crush on them. Like, it's not like that type of thing where like I have a crush and I'm thinking about them. It's just like a friend. And I would start thinking to myself, like, is this because they thought of me? Is this because there's something gonna happen where we're gonna meet up? And usually it is like that. When I'm randomly thinking of someone, I do get a text from them, or like we bump into each other or something like that. And it's interesting how that isn't backed by science yet, but I hope down the line something like that does get backed. And it's not backed that like if you think of someone they'll think of you, which also made me think, so a lot of times we can be like in our own world, living our life, having our thoughts. We can think of this person. Maybe we think of them more than they think of us. And then we think of that person. So like what if this person that you're just thinking of randomly and you think that they think of you aren't actually thinking of you at all, and they have a completely different perception on the world and who you are? Like what if you think of someone and you really like them and you want to become friends with them and you think of them here and there, not like an obsession thing, but that person hasn't even put in a thought into you. Like this is what I was thinking about, is like our perceptions on the world and on people, and how a lot of times everyone really is in their own experience of life, and we aren't in sync as much as we think we are, especially when you're like in the beginning stage with a friend and like you guys are just strangers. You have your own world and your own perception, and they have their own perception, so no one really knows if they like you or if they vibe with you yet. Like you might think they do, but until you're actually experiencing what that person experiences, then you won't really know how they truly feel about you and like the friendship and all that. Unless you're friends with someone for like about 2 years. Then that's when you guys are on the same wavelength and know more about each other, like the unspoken things. This is what I'm trying to get to right now, if this makes sense. That unspoken communication. That I want to have more studies on. The energetic communication, where you're engaging with maybe like a group, like a group of people, and energetically you're trying to decipher so many things. You're trying to feel out this person, if they like you, if you should engage more with the conversation, if you shouldn't engage more. Physically, you're just talking to someone. You're just in a social interaction. I'm just so curious about that energetic, unspoken side of things in relationships to people. The one where you're unsure if they're actually really fully into the conversation, or you're unsure if they fully like you or not. Like this is all this gauging that we have to do. Or you're unsure if like you should talk now or not talk. Like we have to gauge this energetic dynamic between people, and also the physical dynamic with like the talking and like the body language and like the interactions and cues and all that. And that's why I was like curious about like scientific studies on this, and like if you think of someone, do they think of you? And I realized like it does more depend on how deep into the friendship you are with someone. Like if you're so deep into a friendship with someone, I feel you guys start to develop this wavelength that is in sync. So you know what the other person is feeling, you know what the other person is thinking, and like you have like a cord to each other. But if you're not close to someone yet, you don't have that cord. So they could be in a whole other world thinking all these things are happening, and you could be in your own world thinking all these things are happening, and no one knows. One thing that got me thinking about this is like I had this guy like hit on me, and he sent me like a weird text, and he was someone that I briefly met through another friend. And I was just thinking, how bizarre. Like he actually thought he would send me this like creepy like DM hitting on me, and like there would be a chance I would respond, or like I'd be into him, because he said like some thirsty stuff. And so I just blocked him, but it just made me realize like how perception is. Like in his perception, he thinks that like we had a vibe or something, or like it was at the point of our interaction where he could actually reach out to me and I would respond to that. Like that's what he viewed his world as. I barely even thought about him or gave him the time of day. And so to wake up to like a thirsty, like hitting on me message was so shocking. And then for him to get like the response of me blocking him was probably like, oh my God, that was not the vibe at all. Like I just perceived all of this. Like we can live in such a delusional world sometimes. And that's why like being on the same wavelength as someone is so important. It's just the interesting part is the beginning of like meeting people and like developing that wavelength, because I don't know you like that. You don't know me. So what can mess things up in like the beginning of friendships is you think all these things that aren't happening. Like you think, oh, maybe they're annoyed of me, that's why they're not talking, or maybe I need to talk more because like they're more silent. Like you don't know the person, so you're just trying to gauge out how to engage and like how to build this rapport. And that's why like I just think making friendships in the beginning with anyone is just a little stressful, especially as an adult. But yeah, that was my random